Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am so glad you're here with us this morning. It's going to be another great day because we've got a lot of good stuff going on. We've got some great shows coming up here today for one, but then tomorrow and Thursday, phenomenal shows. So, I can't tell you enough about the guest we're having tomorrow. I'm going to say that to the end, but he is phenomenal. And then our guest on Thursday, wow, you are going to be so impressed and so overwhelmed with their generosity and what they've been able to do and how they've been able to do it. So I want to make sure that you're here with us for those shows on Wednesday and Thursday of this week, again at 10 o'clock. But then on Friday, we're going to have another special show of The Stroke of Genius. And that's going to be at 11:30. So I want to make sure you're there for that as well. We're also going to have the Vision Alignment show at 10 o'clock that same day. But I want to make sure that you're aware of what's going on, because awareness is really important. I think about awareness all the time. And I actually have a friend who sent me an article having to do with awareness and having to do with blind spots, which blind spots can also be considered a cognitive bias. The cognitive bias really gets in the way of you being able to see clearly, to be able to see what the world's perceiving you as, potentially how your actions are being perceived. You don't always know when you act in a certain way. You may not be acting in the right timing of what you enough about the situation to act. So having said that, I want to make sure that you know a little bit more about how you can learn about self-awareness. So self-awareness, and I'm going to read this directly from the sheet here. Self-awareness is elusive because the human tendency is to judge ourselves by our intent, not our impact. So I judge myself by my intent. My intent is to serve other people, but I don't always do that very well. And sometimes I struggle with that. So if I can do that better, then my self-awareness kind of increases, because I think then what I'm doing is making a better impact, and then it actually is. But it makes occupants of influential roles blind to how others perceive their behaviors. So in my influential role, it shows me how my actions are being perceived by other people. There's many other people out there listening to this. And by the way, if you are listening, put in a hashtag live and where you're coming in from. And if you're listening on replay, put in a hashtag replay. Hashtag replay. Again, my words are being slurred. I don't know why, but there's something going on with something. I don't know what, but I am slurring my words. So if you can help me with that, let me know when you hear something that is being slurred. I want you to call it out, because that's important for me to have my own self-awareness and know what is going on with me, and I just can't go past things and let them go. So having said that, so the people naturally view their abilities to be responsible for their success. So I would think my ability to talk, my ability to share my story with other people would be the reason for my success. However, but it goes on to say that external factors to be the cause of any failure. So I would naturally view, this wasn't the right day, or the election, results, or blame it on something. You can always blame it on something and some external factor, and not take credit for it for yourself, credit for the failure that is. So I want you to understand how you can look at your own life, how you can look at your own self, and understand that sometimes the things that happen, you can perceive them as failures. But when that happens, it's not always because of something else that happened. It's not always because of your colleague made a bad decision, or your colleague caused this to happen, or possibly the weather wasn't quite right, or maybe you just have a whatever the case may be. So I want to make sure that you understand that that is part of self-awareness that we deal with, and understanding our failures are not always because of our external factors, but sometimes they're because of our internal factors as well. And those internal factors are what has caused us to fail for that period of time. See, we got somebody on here. Let's see who we have on this morning. Good morning, Mark Husick from Ohio. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you, Mark. And anybody else that comes on, please put a hashtag live and a hashtag replay. So there are 4 main ways that we can help our teams and individuals to become better. So, and this is what also has been said in this this document that I've been reading, and it's in regards to improving your strategies for improving your self-awareness. And I'm just going to go through them one by one, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. So the first strategy is to participate in team simulation exercises. So think about a ropes course, or possibly, there's something else that you can do as a team. Like the what do they call that? The box, escape room. If you can do an escape room with a team, you're gonna learn a lot about your teammates going through that kind of a process. Now, and there's also the fall process, or the fall project that you can do as well. But understand how important it is for you to be make them more comfortable with calling you out on certain things when you need to. So the personal discovery while working with teams is to be successful is very important. So you're going to find that in a lot of different things that you're going to be doing. So again, personal discovery and really, the participating in team simulations is one of those first ways of doing finding out more about your self-discovery and your self-awareness. Secondly, there is also the hire the skilled facilitator for your team. So someone that will come in and look at what's going on when you interact with your team, possibly how you are being perceived by your team, maybe the timing that you use when you address your team. If you can do that, if you can have someone that will allow you to have an outside view of your team, then that's going to allow you to have a much more idea and help them to become more self-aware. So team involved in this is very helpful as well. Third thing you can do is you can get a coach. Get a coach that's going to help you from an individual perspective, that's going to help you to see your blind spots. And there's also, there's a TEDx that goes into this, and not a TEDx, I'm sorry, a TED Talk that was done by a gentleman, and his name was Atul Gawande, and he did this TED Talk in 2017 where he went into what it was that you could do to get a coach, but to make sure that the coach was looking for the right things. But really, he said, if you really want to get good at anything, get a coach. So that's why I have a coach. I have a coach for my speaking career, or my business coach, but then I have a coach for actually my speaking. So he has helped me a great deal to be able to get through the enunciations, which I'm having a hard time with right now. But he also has helped me to structure my words to make sure that they're coming across with the most motivational and just the most positive aspect of what it is that I do every day. So he has been very helpful. Now, again, so if you're looking to get really good at something, get a coach. Whatever it is, just get a coach. If I wanted to become really good at my finances and have them down, as opposed to having someone else manage them, I would get really good at having to do that. I would have a coach. a coach to help me through my finances. But that's not a huge effort of mine. I prefer to have someone else take care of that. So anyway, so get a coach. Number four is to attend an interpersonal skills lab. So that is something. And there's a number of ways to immerse individuals, but the one way that I'm thinking of, and this is cited in this document, is where they paired the immersed individuals with actors, and then you went through a whole simulation, and through that simulation you found certain things out about yourself. Now, you didn't know who was actors and who was actual participants, but you found out a lot about yourself and understood that what's going on is not always how you're perceiving yourself, and it's not always how you think other people are perceiving you, but how they're actually perceiving you makes a big difference in the world. So that is why that is so important. So participants report watching their own videos and confronting their own errors directly as moments of profound surprise. So I think about how I've been recording myself over the last few years with these videos and with my own speeches, where I go out and I speak to people and I help them to embrace their own personal blindness to achieve a greater vision. When I do that, when I say that, it makes me smile. And when I have, there's certain parts of my speech which I know are supposed to be funny and some are not, but when they see me having these conversations, when they see me, and helping people to embrace their own personal blindness, I mean, how cool is that? I get to help people to see that they mean something. I get to help people see that they're awesome. And what better way could I spend my days, could I spend my life than helping people to understand that? So that's why that's so important, is to be able to help people understand their own personal blindness. Their blindness often comes in the form of their own positive blindness, their blindness to that they're not sure that they're having a profound my tongue got away with me. So they're not sure that they're having a profound impact on the world when actually they are. Now, it may not be the entire world, but it may just be this one subset of the world. If they can understand that, they can see the value that they bring, much like the value that I bring. I don't always appreciate that. I need to go back and I need to look at those videos and understand the impact that I'm having, and just keep doing it day after day after day. So thank you for being here with me as we go through this. So there's a lot else to be said in this document, but that's kind of the summary that I have for now. I just want to make sure that you understand that we have a lot of good stuff coming, and hopefully we're going to continue to go down this path where we talk more about these types of articles, where we can become more self-aware, because I want to help you to become more self-aware. If you would, put in the comments what you would like to work on. What is it that you have that you think you have a question about? Is it self-awareness, or is it something else? Now, I know there's a lot that we can talk about, and I appreciate you all being on here today. I can't tell you how much I love this, and I love you for being on. But let me know what you're thinking about your own self-awareness and how I can help you. So again, thank you all for being on. I appreciate you all. I love you, and I will continue to serve you in any way that I can. Be ready for tomorrow. So with Bill Staten, a 28-time Emmy Award winner, 28 times. That's amazing. So he is going to join us at 10 o'clock for Vision Alignment. And then the next day, Thursday, it's going to be Natalie Siston. Natalie Siston is an executive coach, an author, and a speaker who has done phenomenal work over the last few years. So please join us for those calls or for those meetings as well. And then, as always, Friday will be a big day that we'll continue to work through. But I love it. I love you so much for being here. So again, thank you all. I appreciate you. And as always, keep one eye on the road. See ya. Bye.